Morning. It's Wednesday, March 16th, and today I want to talk to you about an article that I read in the AARP Bulletin. The title of the article is The Future of Social Security, Its Health, Its Challenges, and the Impact on You. I'm not going to go through the entire article, but there are a few highlights that I want to bring out. So the first thing I'll tell you is that Social Security is 86 years old, and the first check that was delivered under the Social Security system was delivered in 1940. So if you do the math, you recognize the fact that it was in place for about 4 years before they had enough money to send out the first check. Social Security was first started, it was part of a three-legged stool, and that's what they used to describe the retirement system that they had thought that they had put in place. This called for a healthy pension from the place that you worked at, Social Security, and ample personal savings. So Social Security was never meant to be the sole portion of your retirement income. And I'm sure most of you know that pensions are a thing of the past. There are very few companies offering pensions these days. The government is the only place that consistently offers a pension. There may be some large utilities or something like that that are still offering pensions. But pensions are a thing of the past. Retirement for most people is now dependent upon IRAs and 401ks and any other kinds of savings that you can. Maybe you'll get lucky in the stock market or something, but it's up to you to take care of your future nowadays. Social Security does more than pay retirement benefits. It provides spouses who have survived the loss of a loved one with an income, and it takes care of their children up to a certain age. And it also has a disability, SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, that helps people who are injured and can't work. But the most of the money is put aside for those who are over 62. Now, Social Security is one of the few things that has major support throughout all parts of our government. Independents, Republicans, Democrats, they all favor Social Security. But Social Security has problems. The Social Security trust funds will be out of money in about 12 years. Those trust funds make up the difference between the tax collections for Social Security and the amount of money that is actually sent out to the recipients. So after the trust funds are out of money, the tax collections would only pay out about 78% of the money that is due to the recipients. That's a 22% pay cut. Now, those trust funds were built up by the tax collection. Money in the trust funds was left over after all the benefits had been paid out each year. But we have now reached a point where we're not collecting enough tax funds to pay all the people that are out there on Social Security. The way the tax collection works is that the employee pays 6.5% of his salary into the Social Security fund, and the employer pays the other 6.5%. If you happen to be a gig worker or somebody like that who doesn't really have an employer, then you have to pay the whole 12.5% or 13% into the fund yourself. And that's the way it works. So that's what puts the money in. But the money is going out. And why is the money going out? Well, one of the main reasons it's going out is because we are living longer. There are many more people who are living longer. I myself have been collecting Social Security for over 22 years. Now, when this system was put in place, nobody lived much past the age of 65. But that's not the case in this country now. The average age in this country is like 77. That's the lifespan. The average lifespan is about 77 years old. It was 79 years old before the pandemic struck. Now that 6.5% that's collected is collected until you earn more than $147,000. Once you've reached the $147,000 cap, you don't have to put anything else into Social Security for that year. And that's one of the things that is under consideration. In order to salvage Social Security, they might want to raise the cap. And when you look at this, they should raise the cap. They should probably collect Social Security taxes on every dollar that you make. Because what we're looking at here is in the next few years, we will have another 70 million people on Social Security. Those are the baby boomers and the people that were born in the 1950s and 60s. They're coming into the age of Social Security now. On top of that, we have a declining birth rate. We're not producing as many young people as we should. So that's going to reduce the size of the workforce. So you have this situation, more people going on Social Security and less people working in the workplace. And that's a disaster for Social Security, because the way the system was set up is that the people who work continue to pay until it's their time to start collecting. Well, if the workers who are continuing to pay are getting less and less, and the population is getting older and older, you can see the dilemma. And of course, while everybody is in favor of Social Security, nobody is prepared to tell people how to correct this situation for whatever reason. Most people are reluctant to pay taxes. We have one part of the government that wants to collect taxes, but not for Social Security, etc. So it's a monumental decision that has to be made. Now, a couple of years ago, they changed the retirement age from 65 to 67. And now they're thinking about making it 70. So if they did that, that would help a little bit with the money. But probably they have to collect more money. And the only way to do that is to tax more of your incomes. Raise the cap from $147,000 to maybe $250,000. Or maybe it should be every penny that you earn, you pay your 6.5% on. And then, of course, you don't have to take the money out when you reach retirement age. If you have enough to get by for a couple more years, you can just let it sit there and it'll increase your value because you'll retire at 72 or something. But they have to figure out how to get this thing in shape so that nobody has to worry about it running out soon. And it's an interesting dilemma because everybody's in favor of it, but nobody has a really good answer. And it's some combination of things that have to be done, and they just have to put some work in to get it done. But they have too many other things on their plate now, right? So this is just kind of sitting there waiting to see what's happening, what's going to happen. So many people in this country are not looking ahead anyhow. And I don't know if I feel sorry for them or we have to do more for them. But in any event, Social Security is a problem that has to be solved. And I'll leave you with that this morning.